Hey everybody, um, in this short lesson I'd like to share my small work which I've done like a couple of days ago just for myself. Um, the inspiration was this image that I found on the internet that Halloween theme. So I'd like to share how I modeled this in Houdini by using its procedural tools, and then I did some quick shading and lighting. It's not as interesting as this image, but anyways, I hope it will be interesting for you. So let me switch to my scene. I'll start with the pumpkin, and I'll switch everything off for now. So I started with the tube, and I polyfilled that and added an edge loop. Then I beveled its edges. Then I grouped the top, side, and the bottom points. And then I used the soft transform just to work an overall shape of the model. Okay. Then subdivide it. What I did next, I actually separated the side of the model and used it as the guide. This way I created this curve by snapping to its points, and I could, so I sampled, I swept the curve, I extruded, peak just to stand it out a little bit, so it will kind of looks like that. And I'll just copy that 10 times. Overall I have this shape. Switch that off. Okay. Next I turn it to VDB, the volume, and then I scale it down. I just scale it down just to have a thickness, not to have the feel inside, but to have a sort of a shell, so I could cut out eyes, mouth, and nose, and then I combine them together. Okay, this is smoothing, reshaping. Okay, and this one is the face part. So this is let me just start with the circle. I use 3 divisions, and I edited a form of an eye, transform and mirror. So I have eyes, then the nose, and this is the mouth. I create a line, transform, points, like a fewer points, like 4. Then resample, smooth. I grouped every second of the point, and I just transformed that group to have that shape. Then again, I swept it, then extruded, okay. Seems like I haven't used that node, so I can just delete it. I used extrude here, so I merged all the shapes and extruded. Transform just to fit the main form, the head shape, and then converting it to VDBs as well. Again, smoothing and combining by using a SDF difference. So I have that cut out. Okay, then again, I smoothed it and converted to a polygon. Convert to polygons. I've added a little bit noise, not to have that perfect shape. I grouped it, and here is this wooden tip. I created a line, then I edited, resample, and it's a small expression that allows me to create an attribute that has a ramp value that I use for a scale. This is the circle. I also selected, I made a group of each second point, transform it, a little noise, and I use sweep, and this way this p-scale helps me to play on its overall shapes, scale of the shape. Another detail, I've added the same workflow, so I merge them together and then I convert to VDP, shape, smooth, convert back to polygons, and also added a little bit of noise just to have randomness on the shape. Transform just to put in position, group it, and I merged. So this is the shape that I'm centering it, scaling from my scene, and I've deleted, extracted the top and head just to render it separately. The next one, the ground is simple. It's like grid with soft transform. I choose the point somewhere here, and soft transform helps me just to have that little hill on top. Again, a little noise and subdivide. Right, and the vines. So I started with the grid and I imported my ground shape, and so I have two grids. The small one stays like where the pumpkin will sit. And I scattered points on both on the ground and on top of the shape, and my sword, I used some noise to create some randomness. I made a black and white noise just to delete the black ones, and I group the top and the bottom points. Then I merge those together. I make a bound, both of them. I made points from volume and sorted in case I need. Then again, I use the noise gradient to make some irregular shapes. Okay, so it's not consistent. And then I use the attribute noise just to have them placed randomly. Then I merge them together, and I used connect adjacent pieces. I choose the points, I connect all the points just to have some geometry, because when you use a find shortest path node, it needs geometry. And here start and endpoints, I just put these groups, like, which is the top and bottom, and give it some geometry just to use them as the paths to connect all points randomly, so I have the kind of shape. Next, I clean it a little bit, fused some points. There is like 40,000, and there is like 4,000, and then I used distance between 0 and between position of each point and 0 value, and fit it and give it some ramp, so you see like it's wide and slowly goes into dark, into black. This way I can use it as a p-scale as well, just to have them to be thicker in the beginning and thinner in the end. Okay, I resample each point, cleaned it once again, and also smoothed, goes like ahead. Okay, and then again I used circle, group expression, each second into this group, each second point, transform, polybevel, just not to have those sharp edges, and sweep. Now reverse, so I'm having, I just smooth everything out. Okay, I started converting it to ADBs. But I came out a little heavy, and I wanted also to have UVs. it needed more time to get it work right, so I didn't spend much time on this project. So I went with the geometry itself without converting it to VDBs, and I saved my UVs. So these were lines, and then I'll go with the tree. The tree was the same idea. It's not very complicated. So there is a line. I made many points, like 3 points. Transform the middle one, then the second one as well, just to have some base shape. Then I resample again my p-scale value, sweep yet again, like in previous models. I did the same, polybevel, add some noise and sweep it around the curve. Yeah, the same way I added the branch. So I merge them together. I polyfill the top and the bottom, transform it into place, some noise, more noise, and then VDB, reshape and convert it back to polygons. I could actually compute UVs. And then transfer that as UV vertices, texture UVs, yes, you see. Okay, so these are UVs transferred from the original geometry to converted geometry. Okay, the next one was the background. Background is a simple geometry, like simple grids with a little lift and combine, merge together. Then I drew 2 lines. It's if I look from the camera, it's a place of my fence. I resample them. This is a random p-scale for the fence, and if I turn it off, they're all the same size. This way I get some randomness. And this is the sides of the fence. I made it polywire. I didn't spend a lot of time. They're on the background, so you won't see them much. Okay, there is a ground and the fence, so I kept the ground and I object merged the fence to another node. And the fog actually, it's simple box, transformed, remeshed. I add some distortion I converted to a VDB volume, not the SDF, and then I add some noise to the density, and some color, and that's it. The clouds was the grid with mask geometry that allows me to select these points. And it adds that mask attribute, so I use it in a scanner, and that allows me to place points in this area. Next, I add yet again some random p-scale value and add some noise and copy the sphere to these points. Again, some noise, transform just to place it, so it looks more or less nice. And I think yeah, I think I choose this method. I used cloud tool, cloud noise, just to not to spend much time to do it myself. Yeah, this is the moon. It's a simple texture that I took from the internet, and yeah, I think let me see. I once And speaking about the light, I'm not going to talk about Solaris. I haven't used it much, so not very great about it yet. But just to speak about the light, I had if I turn everything off, yeah, so I have simple shading. I'll start with the dome light. At least the dome light with some cold colors. Let me see. Next view. Okay. Then I added a distant light, this sort of a moonlight imitation. Yeah, I wanted to lit the clouds, and then I used another distant light just to give some rim lights to the tree. There's the point light just to light up inside uh, the pumpkin. Area light just as if it was emitting a light. Um, and this is additional light just to shape the main character. More light to isolate it from background. And yeah, this is it. I hope you liked the tutorial and information was helpful. Alright, so thanks for watching and bye.